I still remember when Poco F1 was launched. Everyone went crazy over the fact that a mid-range smartphone came with a flagship level processor and performance. I myself bought the Poco F1 and made a bunch of videos about it. In a way, Poco F1 helped my channel a lot. But ever since then, we have been waiting for the true successor to Poco F1. It's been almost 4 years and Poco is calling this phone, the Poco F4, a true successor to the Poco F1. Well, is it though? Let's find out. Hey guys, Harsh here and welcome back to Technolobe. This is the Poco F4. It has been launched globally today and yes, they are bringing this smartphone to India as well. Now Poco says that the main inspiration behind this smartphone is the original Poco F1. So the main question that comes in is that have they achieved it? Is this phone a true successor to Poco F1? Well, let's try to find an answer to that question. We will start with performance. Under the hood, Poco F4 comes with the Snapdragon 870 processor. This is a 5G processor. Along with that, you get up to 12GB of LPDDR5 RAM and up to 256GB of UFS 3.1 storage. You do not get a micro SD card slot over here. On the software side, this smartphone comes with MIUI 13 for Poco based on Android 12. I feel that Snapdragon 870 is a better choice as compared to 888 or even the 8 Gen 1. Like I am coming from the Samsung Galaxy S22 which has the 8 Gen 1 processor, and the main problem with that processor is heating. Because of heating, the performance and battery life takes a hit, but that is not the case with Snapdragon 870. And Poco has done a very good job in terms of optimizing 870 for the smartphone. The performance is top notch with the Poco F4. This phone flies through your day-to-day applications. Tasks like checking your email, replying to WhatsApp messages, browsing through Instagram Reel or watching some YouTube videos. All of these tasks are very smooth on this smartphone. The Poco F4 feels very fast, smooth and lag-free. That is the main thing after all, a lag-free experience, and you do get that with the Poco F4. Now I'm not much of a gamer, my usage is very light, and for my usage this smartphone is actually overkill. But even if you are a gamer, you will find this smartphone to be very good in terms of performance. You can easily play your favorite games for hours with this smartphone. Also, the software feels polished. I have not noticed any major bugs whatsoever with MIUI 13 for Poco F4. As compared to the previous versions, MIUI 13 is much better in terms of performance. The RAM management is better, optimization is better, animations are much smoother, and the entire smartphone feels polished. Now with that being said, you do get some pre-installed applications and you can go ahead and uninstall them, and I would highly recommend you to uninstall these applications. So yeah, you do get bloatware with this smartphone. You won't get ads or anything, but you do get some pre-installed applications. All in all, performance and software wise, the Poco F4 does not disappoint. This is my favorite feature with the Poco F4, display. It comes with a 6.67 inches Full HD Plus E4 AMOLED display with a refresh rate of 120Hz. It's a bright, colorful and fast display. Also, the bezels all around are very thin, which I do appreciate. Consuming content on this display is great. It supports Dolby Vision and HDR10 Plus as well, which means that you can enjoy all your HDR content on Netflix and Amazon Prime Video. I have been using this smartphone for the past couple of weeks and the display experience has been really good. The colors are great, the contrast ratio is next level and the viewing angles are awesome as well. So I really like this AMOLED panel. Poco has done a good job with it. Now that 120Hz refresh rate is extremely smooth, especially with system applications. With third-party applications like Chrome and Twitter, it does struggle to keep up the 120Hz refresh rate. But that is not the case with system applications. Snapdragon 870 is more than capable of handling that 120Hz refresh rate. Also, the refresh rate is dynamic and will change according to what you're doing on the screen. This helps in saving some battery life. Talking about battery, the Poco F4 comes with a 4500 mAh battery with support for 67W fast charging. Now you do get the 67W fast charger inside the box itself. So thumbs up for that, they have not yet removed the charger. Now talking about the actual battery life, it has been great for me. This phone will easily last you throughout the day with some battery left towards the end of the day as well. And for light users like me, it will easily last for 1.5 days. So no complaints with the battery life, it has been really good for me. Also, 67W fast charging is extremely convenient. You can plug the smartphone for like 10 to 11 minutes and you will get 50% of battery life. For a full charge, that is from 0 to 100%, it will take about 40 minutes. So in terms of battery life and charging, you are sorted with the Poco F4. Now this gets me to cameras. On the rear side you get a triple camera setup, a 64 megapixel primary camera with optical image stabilization, nice. Along with that you get an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, and finally our beloved 2 megapixel macro camera. On the front side you get a 20 megapixel selfie camera. This phone clicks really good photos. The images are on the contrasty side. Main 64 megapixel OmniVision sensor clicks really good images. Dynamic range is impressive even in tough conditions. Shadows and highlights are exposed properly. The images are detailed, you can easily crop into them while editing or even while shooting. Digital zooming up to 2x or 3x is easily possible without any major quality loss. The colors are also great, it does not oversaturate the images, which is a good sign. As far as the ultra wide angle camera goes, it brings in a field of view of 119 degrees and the perspective is excellent, but the photos are a little soft. Apart from that, dynamic range is super impressive, colors are really good and photos do turn out to be great. Also, there is uniformity between colors from the main and the ultra wide angle camera. This is a very underrated thing, but Poco has done a good job in terms of keeping uniformity of colors. As far as portraits go, you can shoot some really good portrait shots. Edge detection is good and so is the background blur. Nice portrait shots. You do get some neat little portrait effects as well in the camera app. Now the most disappointing camera is the 2 megapixel macro. It is literally useless, and at this point brands should just ditch the 2 megapixel cameras. They should either provide a good useful telephoto camera or just put in 2 cameras. Don't put gimmicky cameras, it's very annoying. For low light scenes, there is a dedicated night mode which works really well. It is available for the main as well as the ultra wide angle cameras. You can shoot some awesome low light shots with the Poco F4. Now here's where the optical image stabilization helps. OIS keeps the camera stable to shoot some amazing images in low light scenarios even without the night mode. That is just awesome. Now talking about OIS, you can shoot stable videos with the Poco F4 as well. Rear camera can shoot up to 4K at 60 FPS. The video quality is good too. Detailed, stable and nice looking videos from the Poco F4. Now what about the front camera videos? Well, here's a sample. Alright, this is a very quick front camera video test with the Poco F4. Now you guys let me know about the front camera video quality as well as audio quality in the comment section down below. Now this phone can shoot up to 1080p at 30 FPS with the front camera. So that's the highest frame rate and resolution they're gonna get. So yeah, let me know how it goes. As far as selfies go, they are really good. Impressive dynamic range, detailed photos and natural skin tones. Selfies look good from the Poco F4. All in all, the Poco F4 has a great set of cameras. Lovely experience. Now what about design and build quality? I really like the design of this smartphone, especially this green color. It looks absolutely stunning. Now this smartphone has squared off edges, which I am not a fan of. I would much rather prefer a curved back panel. Now what do you guys prefer? A curved back panel or squared off edges? Please let me know about that in the comments down below. As far as build quality goes, you get glass on the front and back with a plastic frame. On the front you get the Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection. This gets me to other little things. Poco F4 comes with a set of stereo speakers which sound really good. They support Dolby Atmos as well, which is an added bonus. The speakers are loud and clear and they do not distort even at high volumes. I really like the speakers on Poco F4. For biometric authentication, you get a physical fingerprint sensor mounted on the power button. This fingerprint sensor is fast and accurate. You also get the option of face unlock. Poco F4 retains the underrated IR blaster. This is a super convenient feature and one that I really appreciate on Xiaomi and Poco phones. The smartphone also has NFC, which is really useful now, especially with Google Pay. You can use a smartphone as a credit or debit card using Google Pay and NFC. So yeah, you do get NFC with this smartphone. To sum it all up, Poco F4 is a complete package. But is it a true successor to the Poco F1? I'm gonna say it is very difficult to bring a true successor to the Poco F1, especially in today's market scenario. Poco F1 was aimed for the enthusiast crowd out there, and nowadays every brand has an enthusiast sub-brand. Xiaomi has Poco, Vivo has iQOO and Oppo has Realme. All of these sub-brands are focusing on the enthusiast crowd. That's why it is very difficult to bring a Poco F1 level hype again. But with that being said, the Poco F4 is not a bad smartphone by any means. It ticks a lot of boxes and gets a lot of things right. Now, as of shooting this video, I do not know the price of this smartphone, but I'm pretty sure that Poco will surprise us. I will make sure to update the pricing in the description box below. So yeah, the bottom line is that it might not generate Poco F1 level hype, but it is a very good smartphone and you can definitely buy it. I will make sure to double link to it in the description box below. So anyway, that's been it. This was my review of the Poco F4. Do let me know how you feel about this video in the comment section down below. If you like this content, go ahead and hit that like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. My name is Harsh Punjabi and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.